Hi guys, my name is Rudo and this is Crypto MC, and today we're going to talk about the Trump pump that we've experienced and altcoins that I think is still in really good buy zones, and alongside with that we're going to just do a quick brief update to the Bitcoin long-term roadmap. Now the simplest way of looking at this is looking at this chart. I laid out for you guys dangers, when we went down at 90 or 89,000, the possibility of us getting rejected at 93, which will then open the door for 87 and 85 lower targets, so that's why all these yellow lines are there, significant areas. And then at that stage, the market then pushed strongly through that area and we were sitting at 96. And then the big idea was that expect that there will be an overlap, which we had 23.6 overlap on that candle that surprised us. So let's make it a little bit bigger. And from that point onwards, I want to see the market push up. Now, the way that I drew this with these little squigglies is no means of the indication of how I think it should look. It's just basically we went up, we tested. We went a little bit higher. There's many support and resistance levels. But the general gist is there. We are trending upwards. Okay. So in short, Bitcoin roadmap is basically following our plan. Okay. So if that is the case, there's a few things that needs to change for me going forward for the next few months. Now, I'm going to bring up this chart. We spoke about this chart a lot of times, and we discussed this chart a lot of times in the past. So let's take away the time analysis on this real quick, and let's just take a deep breath and look at what lies ahead of us and the work that we need to be doing. Okay, so alt season is a big word. It's been thrown around a lot. I'm guilty of throwing alt season's coming, alt season's coming. And yet again, if you look at your altcoins, ETH, where's ETH? It's not pushing all-time highs. Cardano, it's so far off all-time highs, it isn't funny. Although it rallied nicely from our buy zone, but still, all these coins are still lagging behind. So the excitement regarding a true alt season isn't there. And then there's the Melania coins and the Trump coins that spikes up out of nowhere. And that kind of Ponzi bullshit stuff that I just don't find interesting. I want to be in something for, the duration of the bull cycle. And yes, people will get money, make money then. 99% of the people, they will get wrecked. And what's the odds that you're going to time it right? You're going to be sleeping at bed when that thing dumps. That's just the reality. So, I've learned through time to just kind of focus on the right stuff. So to bring this all back to Bitcoin, where we're at now, let's take away the dominance real quick. Where we're at now, we know that Bitcoin has a few on-chain metrics that doesn't change, okay? Bitcoin's inception to its first halving had an all-time high. So price started there at something where it ended, it went to around $38, and then it came right back. And then from that point onwards, Bitstamp didn't exist at that stage. From that point onwards, we had a halving. Bitcoin surpassed its previous all-time high and created a new one. Then we had a new halving. It passed its previous all-time high and created a new one. And so the trend goes on. So where we are at the moment is we're clearly above the all-time high. We clearly passed the previous halving, and there's no alt season. Now, the frustration is with this is typically what would happen is, and I'm going to try and line them up for you guys so you can see that. Once we start passing the all-time high, that is when the dominance starts selling off. Once we pass the all-time high, the dominance sells off. So alt season has historically been around that time. Now, the trick was, or the catch that we had is, when we were here, the 1st of March last year, I was saying alt season. And it's on the basis that we were already passing the previous all-time highs and we were so early. So it could be that a case that early anticipation has now created a delayed effect, because now everybody is almost like expecting the alt season. And you know what the market does. Once you expect it, it's definitely not going to happen. And I feel like where we're at now, these alts are still great buys purely because there's no alt season just yet. They're still on sale. There's still discounts to be had there. And going forward, with the fact that Bitcoin is still listening, Bitcoin is pushing all-time highs, and you're almost a fool to almost try and bet against the success of what 15 years of adoption now, 09 till now, more than that. Okay, so that's basically the basis of where I'm going with today's stream. I'm saying, okay, I understand that. Yes, I understand that there's going to be some frustrations. Don't get me wrong. There was frustrations in this move with me as well. You know, the market looked bullish, looked bearish, looked bullish, looked bearish. And I learned at, I don't know, halfway through, stop trying to be bullish or bearish. Take profit when it's the right time, and always bet on the bullish side of the market, because there's only one candle that fails. There's only ever going to be one candle that fails, and then it's going to set you up for another 4 years before it goes past it. So if you're betting that this is the top, that is the top, that is the top, that is the top, you're going to be all over the show, and eventually it's the wrong way to go about it. And it's the same when it's bearish, you know. Treat it that it's going to last forever, and then you get surprised wrong once, and then you get to go in the opposite direction, and there's enough meat to be had. Okay, so let's go to the comments, and then we're going to look at some alts together, guys. I don't think we need to talk Bitcoin to death today. Let's see. Hi, Rudo. Thanks for going live a little bit later. USA, watching the 3 a.m. shows. Hard to catch you. That's a pleasure, my friend. Just bought Cardano. Might get a nice 20%. That's fine. Nothing wrong with buying Cardano just now. There's definitely upside. Okay, PJ02 is saying EGLD as well. Now, I have an EGLD wallet, if I'm not mistaken. And I still need to go and check up on that, because it was something really big when it launched in the previous bull cycle. I think it was EGL. What is an app based on it? I need to go check that. So let's see what else we've got here in the comment. Hello, Dave, JC, Liquid Dogs. Let's see what else. Stanko, as always, he's here. You know who I miss? Stefan. Saw him the other day in the Discord, but he's a busy man. He seems to not be here every day on the YouTube again. American coins is the narrative, I guess. You know what? The thing is with American coins and meme coins in general is the following, guys. If you're in it for the quick buck, please go to the meme coins, because you're going to do well. But if you want to have a little bit of a methodology behind your portfolio, meme coins is a Ponzi. You know, in the end of the day, the main wallet holder is the one making the money. As simple as that. You can probably argue everything is a Ponzi in crypto. That is what a bull cycle is. It's gains that's unsustainable. Therefore, there's a sell-off. So enjoy that. But yeah, I just feel once the alt season is there, I will probably sip the meme coin juice with you guys, and become really reckless with some of these coins, because then I'll know I have the backing of momentum behind me. But for now, because it's still iffy and I don't have time to track each and every meme, each and every second of the day, I'm gonna stick to the safer, better ones. Okay, so meme season, not alt season. That's actually a smart way of looking at it. It is probably meme season. But just 2 weeks ago, it was AI season. You know, guys, so too many seasons, in my opinion. Okay, so let's get over. And before we go through, guys, just friendly reminder, today's video is brought to you by Bybit. Bybit is a channel sponsor. And if you want to support the content, find it helpful, useful, what you can do is you can open your own Bybit account. Already have a Bybit account, not a problem. If you still feel like you want to support, you can head over to the Discord. Links in the video descriptions. You can head over to the Discord, and there's a step-by-step way of how you can transfer your KYC from one account to another one that actually supports the content. Goes a long way, and I greatly appreciate that. Okay. In addition to this, what I do is I do give some giveaways for doing that. So all is written in there. Okay, and we'll probably discuss that later on during the stream again. Okay, let's get busy. So I'm going to start off with Ethereum real quick, Big Daddy, because up until now, Ethereum has been our problem child. Remember in the past, when Ethereum started running, alt season started. It's always been like that in the past. So when we were in the middle of the bear market or the retrace, I mean, I can admit for a long time, I don't call this bear markets because of the adoption. I call them retraces, because what is bearish about this up till now? You know, so your time horizon really needs to consider whether this is a bear market or not, if you're looking at it from this time way. So what I basically was on about is that when we were looking at Ethereum in the previous lows, once Ethereum started moving, all the other alts started getting momentum, because believe it or not, it's still the biggest secondary coin and it's got the biggest ecosystem. So you need ETH to really start kicking in. Now, I know Trump maybe bought some ETH and there's a lot of fundamental hype maybe driving in the background, but it's not showing up in the charts just yet. And what I try and do is I try and stay away from too many news events, because I want to have an honest look at what the price is doing. Because it's one thing you saying to me, your car is worth $1 million. It's another thing finding a buyer for it. And that's what charting is. It's trying to look at the buyer itself. It's not what your value is. It's the buyer. So, and that's what I'm trying to do. So until we have that ETH going ballistic again, I mean, I remember having ETH at $100. It feels so stupid now thinking back at ETH at $100, with it now consolidating at $3,000 for forever. But that's the reality. That's how it was. Okay. So need to see ETH rally, and probably then it's going to move. And to get to the point that I was trying to make, guys, sorry for running around like this. When we were down here, the argument was Solana is now the next ETH. And Solana's success is going to generate alt season. And you can clearly see with where Solana is, that's not the case. Solana is pushing all-time highs. Solana is flying. Where's our alt season? So you cannot use this still. It's not the big daddy, simple as that. So back to ETH. So I marked out these buys and sell zones for you guys over the last year. Okay, so we've been tracking ETH beautifully. Buy, we had a sell. We had a buy, we had a sell. Then we had an add to momentum buy here that failed. So our success rate with ETH has been pretty successful up till now. Okay, that one failed. We had another long accumulation buy. And from that point onwards, I said, I don't want to sell ETH because it's not giving me any TP signals. In the contrary, what it is telling me is that this area where the divergence is created is for me to be seen as support. And that's what price is trying to do. Price is trying to hold on to that support. Okay. In addition to that, I said, well, potentially we could go as low as 3K. And for this morning and yesterday, this was the argument they were trying to make, that ETH will potentially test this area. And test this area, and how? It will test this area by going to that wick and maybe testing 50% of that wick. So I can still have, and I still do have, a little bit of a bearish undertone in my voice, if I could say, that there's a potential that we're still going to test that demand zone. So the way that I would look at this, or to try and visualize this for you guys, is to say, if you look at this sell-off that we had, once you have a sell-off, there's normally an automatic reaction, a low volume spike, and then price goes and tries and tests that support area. Now, successful times, it goes to that range, it stays, and then from that point onwards, we start moving. And then unsuccessful times, it breaks through and it makes another lower low, okay? And where we're at, the argument is I'm looking for something like this. Let's get the brush tool in there. I'm looking for something like this, or it can even go higher and then come and test. I just need to see something like that. And then I would buy. And this is the crazy part that I'm going to say. Then I'm going to buy more ETH. I'm actually going to sell Bitcoin to buy ETH. That's what I'm going to do there. Okay. I've been buying Bitcoin every week consistently now for years. That Bitcoin is now going to be converted to ETH once we go into that range. So fingers crossed. I hope I don't get it wrong and it fucking nails me. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convert all my BTC to ETH in preparation for the alt season. Okay. Taking this over to Cardano. Let's have a look at Cardano now. Now, Cardano buy zone, I mean, guys, I've got it marked out as well. There's tweets, there's evidence. You can go and look for everything there. Everything is there. How we navigated all these highs and lows together quite successfully. Okay. So buy zone, sell zone, and then I gave you guys these areas of support. I marked them out, scribbled them out while we had fib levels drawn all over the screen. And the argument that I had for ETH, for Cardano, is it's in a little bit of a different place. So I'm expecting a pennant or a triangle to form. That's these triangle lines here, okay? on the basis that if we want to see more, that typically happens. Any breakout, you'll have these triangular patterns form. There's triangular patterns in there. There's a triangular pattern in there. There, you could probably argue is a triangular pattern or a pennant in there, whatever the case. So typically that retail patterns, if you were going to Google trading patterns, that's the kind of stuff that will come up. And that brings, the reason that works in this environment is because everybody gets to be right occasionally for them to be wrong consistently. And it's that time now where these kind of patterns is going to start working, because it needs to fuel in more people. It needs to create the belief that this is easy. Anybody can do it. And that's how more people are going to enter the market, is if it's easy. If you're talking to a friend and say, oh, yes, this market is chopping me up, I'm losing my ass, he's not going to think maybe I'll do better. He's going to wait. But if you're sitting at the barbecue or at the dinner at the end of the week and you're showing to him, hey, look at all the money I'm making, all of a sudden he thinks, well, I can also do that. What makes this guy special? And this is this kind of environment, this kind of patterns that needs to start happening in order for us to have alt season, because it's those guys that buy the alts. Okay, so it needs to happen now. And the fact that these kind of patterns are playing out at the moment is kindly fueling my predominant bias, saying that I am bullish. Simple as that. Don't stop thinking low targets, think big targets. The market's going to surprise you. Okay, so where are we going to go with Cardano? Well, simple. If I scale this up into a weekly time frame and we look at Cardano, when you have a long, flat, boring accumulation, and I can guarantee you guys in that zone, it didn't feel like a long, flat, boring accumulation. Riches were made and lost as all these highs and lows looked like this, okay? But the duration of that time where price was ranging within a parameter of, or a price parameter, saying it went between 2 cents and 10 cents. And it stayed there for 2.5 years, okay? It's fair that when that accumulation is over, effort versus result, like of 101. Effort versus result, you got a thing that went all the way to $3. Just like that, okay? So now we have Cardano doing exactly the same, but it's a little different now. It's been staying here from 2022 up until 2025, below $1. Above 20 cents, below $1. Remember, 2 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, $1. So it's been doing exactly the same. So the argument is that Cardano is potentially in this kind of environment. This is when I traded it. This drawings is still there from back then, guys. So, and I tend to leave them there because it's a startling reminder of keeping perspective, oh, my English, of what a good investment will do into the future for you. Okay, yeah, I was bickering and arguing over a 90 cents and a 70 cents. And now you think about it, or 9 cents, 7 cents, and now you think about it as like you're stupid. It's still a good deal, okay? So it's exactly that now. So don't be stupid. It's still a good deal, okay? Not financial advice, okay? So here we are, and the argument is now, if Cardano is being supported by Trump, the US, and all the other people, and that will mean that there's going to be some security and safety when new traders, new crypto investors and hopefuls start entering the market, and they're going to buy the shit up. The supply has been accumulated now. They're going to buy in an area where there's very little coins available on the market. If all the investors have invested, the coins have been absorbed. So a little bit of demand for this is going to drive price up higher to a point where it's an unsustainable amount of gains. But that's what I'm waiting for. So Cardano could go maybe as high as $2.50 this time round. Maybe it goes and beats it and goes to $5. Depends on what happens there, okay? Depends on the marketing, depends on all those kind of factors. But it does look good. The momentum clearly is there. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at something else. Solana now. Solana is a big thing. It's a big deal, okay? It's an all-time highs. It's just like Bitcoin. So the rule is very simple. If you want to track Solana and you want to invest, maybe you're late. Or you invested early. I still have my $13 Solana, okay? You invested early, but you want to now make sure that you don't give it all back. Meaning the guys that invested there and sold there, they feel like idiots today. Okay, so if you want to do that, what you need to do is simple. Look at the RSI. So you can even scale this almost into a monthly kind of time frame. And what is it saying to you? Let's take away all the old levels. They know old, that's now old news. We can move on. Simple. As long as Solana stays above $200, it's bullish. Anything in the retrace zone between where it's at now to $200 is a good time to buy. Okay, let's go back to the daily time frame, which means the fact that there's divergence and it's fast and it won't last means that we'll probably come and test these lows areas here. And that's a good area to grab it. Okay. Sell zone was there. We went to that sell zone. Simple. Okay. It was drawn a little differently. Let's take away that squibble. Come on. Let's put that for back. It was drawn like this. There you go. It was drawn like that, but it's a sell zone nevertheless. Okay. Based on the divergence, take some profit. Now I've got money free to go and invest elsewhere. Okay. That's it. So that's the whole idea. So you're good. You're golden all the way to about $200. If this thing retraces, it's all good. It's all good. There's a $40 piece of, retrace you'll probably need to absorb. But then Solana is really looking good. So Solana could potentially be on a run like Ethereum had the last cycle round. Okay. Ethereum was a big deal back then. Okay. So if you think about this, Ethereum, once it passed its previous all-time highs, from that point onwards, it still went another 250%. So our Solana could still go from $200 to at least $600, maybe even tickle $1,000 this bull cycle. So there's money to be had, but you need to be able to absorb that $40 per sol if you want to get in now. Okay, let's see what else we have. Now, I know that there's been a few requests for Phantom. What's the new coin? I saw the name Sonic. I think it's Sonic, isn't it? Let me know. Phantom Sonic, correct? So let's quickly load that in there. I haven't charted that one. Yes, Sonic. Okay, so the problem that you have now when you do something like this is you don't have the old data to use support and resistance levels. Okay, so think about this. Now it's dumping really hard because nobody has a frame of reference that they can look at this and say, oh, okay, I understand where it could go. Where's the invalidation? It looks horrible. Okay, and a chart does create a sentiment. Remember now, the price is the biggest marketing agent for any coin or anything like that. So it's dumping like crazy. It happens when coins go through a name change. Okay, the closest coin that I can off the back of my head now remember from a name change or something like that, a tokenomics change, was Polkadot. Polkadot was a big deal. Now I don't think I'll have data from Binance that far. Maybe it will. Okay, no, it won't. Okay, so Polkadot launched at $300. Okay, a coin. And then it went up and went up, and I can't remember where it was, but then they deflated the coin. So they basically stopped all trading, said, okay, whatever you have times 100. So we want to bring the price back to $3. Okay. And it ended up making it so scary because now $300, it was $400, $500, it was too expensive. But then people dumped. So they knew that the original launch price was $300. So it dumped back to $3. And that's why there's evidence of this thing below $3. It's because of that changes. So when those changes happen, it's crazy. These things go on sale. So the investor in me is saying to myself, just give this time. It's going to do this. Quiet down, then buy. Okay, simple as that. I don't have anything other than chart on this. I wish I could give you levels and make it look all smart and fancy, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Pac-Man is saying, throw some likes. How many likes do we have, Peter? Oh, come on, 25 likes. Okay, I know I don't stream everything just to YouTube. The majority goes to my Twitter pages and so forth and so. But guys, come on, please, wherever you're watching, give me a solid like. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at NEAR. Filecoin, where is NEAR? Let's have a look at something that I wanted to look for before we do your NEAR. Okay, sorry, buddy. And this was turbos. Now I was looking at this thing purely from long accumulation. Okay. We so far, look at this launch price. Look at this launch price. Okay. We're so far away from this thing going in there. And the fact that we're down here at the bottom, oh, what did I do? Do this. Okay. I'm seeing this thing do this. Okay. 400-500x. Quickly come back and then go up 1,000x. I want to buy some of this. Purely, I don't understand anything about the project. I don't know what they're doing. I'm looking at the merits of the chart. This chart from a TA point of view is looking amazing. Okay. So that's something that I just want to bring to your attention. Now, the original purchase was there. There's the tweet. The tweet is somewhere here. If you pull the link up, there's the tweet where I said, these are the ones you need to buy. And the strategy was very simple. Okay. Wait until it doubles in price. Sell half and let the rest ride for 8 months. Okay. So what happened was, don't delete the tweet. Let's leave the tweet there. Let's just move it out of our way. So what happened was, from that point onwards, we started rallying and we got close to half, but then it dumped on me. And I gave you guys this action zone, meaning sell some. It didn't quite double your money. You got a 40% on this one. And now it's back at support. Now I'm saying buy again. Okay. What will happen most probably is it will get there, jump through it and turn it into support and then rally some. So if you're still in the original buy zone, which was there, you're okay. Okay. This is a really good buy zone and you didn't action. You can use that to ladder out and buy on the confirmation, because just because it goes there, I don't know what the market's going to do six weeks from now. Maybe it turns bearish again. You know, Trump goes and bans Bitcoin. You know, you never know. And then the Trump rally turns into the Trump dump. And then what? Okay, so you have to have that mindset that you don't know what's going to happen next. So always try and preserve your capital, protect it. Okay, so this is something that I definitely want to grab some, and I think you guys need to get in on that. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Centrifuge. Now, from a fundamental point of view, guys, when we look at these coins fundamentally, you know, real world assets is going to be in the future, but it's not sexy. So something's not sexy, people don't want to buy it. Okay. But you know what's going to turn this thing sexy is when it pumps during the night all of a sudden. Okay. So keep an eye on these kind of coins. They're going to pump during the night all of a sudden. Okay. Real world assets, when it went from 19 cents to $1, that was sexy. People liked it at that stage. This is where the majority bought. This is where we sold. Okay. So I'm saying to myself, not giving you financial advice, myself, this is at that point where I'm still looking to grab some. Okay. So grab some. There's a few other candidates that you can have a look at as well. SHOPX, these kind of things. But I mean, that's where I grabbed it. And it's okay. Not everything goes to plan. It's the reality. Okay. Then ordinals, Bitcoin. These are stuff to, you know, ecosystems trying to develop on the Bitcoin chain. So much simpler, or similar to what Ethereum layer 2s did, you know, the Matic, Goatee and those kind of things, to try and free up the network so that the security for the network remains, but, you know, the network itself cannot congest or handle all the traffic it is. Okay, so we have the decentralizational value of Bitcoin, but not, we're not going to congest it like Ethereum struggled with in the last cycle round. Okay, so that means that if you look at these kind of coins, there's a reason for that, because that's where OG money is coming in now. Okay, so have a look at these. Now, I bought some there. Okay, didn't get to my action zone when it failed. Shit happens. Okay, have a look at ORDI. Okay, ORDI is pushing all-time lows now. Okay, it's not alt season yet, but when this turns around, ORDI is going to do amazing things. So keep an eye on these. I won't necessarily throw my, all my savings into this. Grab a little bit now. Okay, grab a little bit. Bitcoin's pushing all-time highs. If it turns around, these things are going to fly, guys. Okay. And then from a gaming point, I have to say I kind of fell out of the bus with the gaming. And the blockchain gaming never really excited me, if I can be honest with you. And there's a few projects I'm invested in. I mean, Everdome, good example. WAGMI games. I had the creator on the stream a while ago when we were there. And I still see a little bit more downside in the gaming sector. And gaming, for funny enough, it's not sexy. Meme is sexy. Meme's still sexy. So let's head over to the meme coins real quick. And let's start and go through all the ones. I'm going to start with the OG ones, Dogecoin. Okay. So Doge in all respect, investment wise, I want to invest there. That's it. But it's starting to create that pendant. So as long as this thing keeps on chopping it at around this point, it's going to break out. Okay. So plan for that. Okay. It's pivoting around the support level. It's creating that pendant pattern. And the way that the retail traders do, they say then they move that there, and that's the TP on that. Okay, so keep an eye on Doge. Doge could potentially go to $1. Okay, where was it the last bull cycle? I don't know if this thing's pushing all-time highs. This is Doge on Bybit. Let's maybe go Doge on. I have to be honest, guys. I can't keep memory of everything. I wish I could. Let's quickly see Doge on Binance. Previous bull cycle highs. It went to 73 cents. So Doge is set. It's trying to break through, create its next move. But this is the thing, guys. The success is short-lived. So get out. It's a Ponzi coin. Get out when it's making you money, because it's going to dump, and it's going to stay dumpy for longer than you can muster, you know, forgiving or trying to forgive yourself for how much you would have had. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Now, there's a few that came after Doge. Shiba Inu, I mean, they've now created the whole ecosystem behind it. There's a DeFi protocol running behind it. SHIB is something worth noting. And the fact where it's at now, it's moving into the area where I'm interested in grabbing some SHIB. So if you want to get in on some SHIB, guys, I would imagine there's going to be there's going to be big moves there, okay? So how high and how big, I mean, I sold. Here I sold my SHIB I bought in the previous bull cycle. I have to still go and have a look and check it out. But for me, I think that this is the area where you would want to grab some. So it's at the top of the buy zone. And if it moves in, SHIB will definitely do well for that reason. Now, new kids on the block this cycle round. You had BONK. But you can see that the initial move happens early. And that's the thing with meme coins. It's just like a Ponzi. Who gets in on the Ponzi early rides the best ride. The guy that's last to the Ponzi, there's no more multipliers there. So yes, BONK's going to go up, it's going to still make money, but the thousands of percenters, that's gone now. Okay, people are going to remember this and say, "Oh, you should have had it. It's amazing." But where it's at now, maybe at 2x, 3x, 4x's. Okay, PEPE, same story there. Okay, PEPE had its time when it was extremely sexy, and now it's more of a get out coin. End of meme season, in my opinion. And remember, when you're at the end of a season, guys, tops always look bullish. So if you look at this screen and this little image there, at that euphoria line, you had no idea that this is going to follow. Tops look bullish, bottoms look bearish. So taking profit is always going to have to be when it's bullish, when everything in your body says, no, don't. Okay. So PEPE, it's not slowing down, but I won't invest in it. I would rather say that it's a good time to say, if you bought early, sell some, and if you haven't, wait for something else. Okay, so okay. Then Brett is relatively early still. Okay, this is the buy that I shared, and it's in the buy zone. Okay, so if you think about Brett, and we go back to BONK, okay, just to give you an idea. Okay, Brett's there. Okay, it can still chop, it can still mess around, it can still go make a higher high, and it's that higher high that in this instance means that it could still potentially go and maybe 2x, 3x. Okay, and that's it. So there's Brett. Okay, then GUMMY. I mean, Banter, big community, guys. They're going to do something. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something. This thing is dying a slow death. Buy ladder out idea there. Keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. It's going to get so cheap that it's going to have to go up. There's that dead cat bounce. So it will happen. Okay. Then meme. I've been tracking meme. It's also maybe worth looking at it. Then there was a few favorites of my own. We had SNEK. Okay. So this is the SNEK meme I shared with you guys. Buy zone. Look at where it's at. Okay. I'm starting to sell. Okay. Then there was a few other. I TOSHI with you guys. TOSHI, I took a different approach. I bought it, sold when it doubled my money. There. So I bought, sold, doubled my money. And the remaining TOSHI, I'm just leaving. So maybe it's going to turn into SNEK. Then there was Sponge. And this was just a bloody well disaster. So let's just not talk about it. And WOJAK, the last one. Okay, so buy zone, it went up quite nicely. And it's sitting in there. So you can see Ponzi, pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme. That's what these things are doing. Okay. So you can make some money, but it's going to come right back to the last time it accumulated. It's literally physics. Okay. That's the last time it was accumulated. So it's going to test that area, because all these guys that bought you, they know nothing about technical analysis and theory and structure. They buy it because it's sexy. It's cool. Okay. So when it dumps, they want to get out because it hurts. Simple as that. There is no real drive, or a lack of a better, that's not the word I'm looking for. There's no real conviction behind the purchase. So bump, dump, bump, dump, bump, dump. That's how these things work. Okay. Let's move over to social fine. Okay. Don. Now, I was bearish at Don when it was really bullish. So you can yet to go and check these things, guys. Don sitting right there, we sold it. Don, $5 buy zone. Okay. We're accumulating in this area. Can it go as low as $2? Yes. If Bitcoin decides to turn around, this thing is going to dump hard. But because Bitcoin is pushing all-time highs, I'm rather going to just say, let's bet that this thing is going to be bullish. Okay. Let's do the bet. I bet you it's going to break up. You can bet me it's going to break down. Okay. And then you can say, well, there's a triangle forming. Okay. You buy the bottom of the triangle, and it will reject at that stage until it breaks out. And then all these supply zones is going to sit here. It's going to drive the price through, and we're going to go make a higher high. Fingers crossed, guys. Okay. ENA, big thing on ENA. Okay. So original buy zone, we had a reload zone, action zone. We had another buy zone, didn't hit the buy zone. So pissed off about that. That's life. Okay. So it's tickling the area where I said you need to buy. So now it's rejected from that. It will potentially, if ETH goes and tests that ETH buy zone, could still go to 75 cents. Grab some. Okay. Big deal there. KMNO Finance, we spoke about this one. It's now back in the reload zone. It went there and it's testing that area. Grab some. Guys, we got this thing down here. Okay. We've made a killing on this. Double your money and some. Okay. Good one. All right. Curve is waking up as well. Now, Curve was one of my earlier disasters for last year. Okay. So we were tracking Curve from way, way, way back. And I explained to you guys that as this thing is moving, we're getting to a point where it's going to break out. And the argument and the time analysis that I did with you guys is you take the top of any of these triangles and pennants, and you put a time flip on to where the line crossed with the two pennants, okay, or the two angles, and you put the 75 on, okay, and around the 75 is when it breaks out. And we bought here, we bought a little bit there as well, because I was thinking that support's going to move and alt season was starting. You know, I got it wrong, okay. And funny enough, you look at it, 75 is still there and it's breaking out. So what does this thing need to do? Okay. This thing is trying to consolidate above this area. So anywhere between 64 cents and 40 cents for that, man. DeFi magic, you need to have it. Okay. Right. Let's have a look and see what else we have on this list. Okay. AI or deepen artificial intelligence infrastructure. Okay, guys, big narrative is going to be driving a lot. Okay, so you need to have some. We've been tracking Prime for forever. There's NetMind. It's now really looking sexy, guys. Have some NetMind. Okay, have some of this. You need to take some risk with this. Okay, not financial advice. I cannot stress that more. But where there's risk, there will potentially be reward. Akash, same thing. Gosh, I'm still waiting for a little bit of a retrace on the buy zone, okay? This is more of a matured emotional market cycle, so I'm looking for that depression. Gosh, was early days lost in a previous bull cycle. It was a big deal, and I think it's still going to be a big deal. So give it some time there. And then there's a few new coins popping up. I'll keep an eye out on them for you guys. And coins like, say, layer ones, you know. Layer ones was a really big thing, and it's not sexy anymore. So I saw a comment here earlier. What about Aptos and those things? It's not sexy. Memes are sexy. Those things need to become sexy. And the good thing about when you look at these things is, I mean, I can chart coins here for days now. We want to buy them when they're not sexy. Okay? This is not sexy. If you were to compare this to a Trump or whatever coin is pumping today, okay? Have some of that. Its moment will come. We will track them together. Okay. Let's see what else you have in the comments, guys. Nitia on red days. Keep us motivated. Yeah, the thing is, thanks for the comment, buddy. But that's what I always try and not do, because when it goes wrong, you were motivated to buy. It's a shitty thing, and I always feel shitty about when a buy zone fails or a support level gets lost, because I know it's not just me. And it's the frustrating thing about investing in crypto. And this is maybe like a little bit of a motivational something for the next few months as we're going to go through. You're going to go through periods where stuff fails and loses support. The key is, when it does work, to take the profit. It's as simple as that. I can't say this more times or enough times, because complacency is like a thief in the night. Everything looks like there's more, just wait. And while the general market is in this complacency, it's not everything is cooling down. It's just the one coin that you're in now, it's cooling down, and 10 others that you haven't bought is still pushing all-time highs. That's what's happening in this environment. So it sells the idea that it's still bull market, you're okay. But when it turns, everything dumps, there's no running away. And it happens so quickly, you'll wake up the next morning and 50% of your account is gone. That's the tough part about this, okay? So I tend to not try and sell hopium. And please, none of what I'm saying needs to be seen as hopium or motivation. There's genuine, real risk here, okay? You can wreck yourself. But if you have a good strategy and take profit when it's giving you the stuff like we did, you'll do okay, okay? Let's see what else we have. I already did Sonic for you, my friend. Let's NEAR. I said I'll do NEAR. Let's have a look at NEAR for Tony. And then where is my NEAR, by the way? And I saw an XRP. Tony, every time I can't find your coin, I just go to another coin. Huh? That's a nice move. Huh? What do you think? Let me know in the comments whether I should have a structured set list. We'll leave it at that. Let's have a look at this one. What's the XRP price going to be doing? Okay, guys, the same thing. This thing is in price discovery. It's trying to go to all-time highs. I won't necessarily be selling any. If I don't have any XRP, I've got no skin in the game, I'm more than happy to just sit here and watch this thing run through. But gains like this is unsustainable, my friends. It's simple. It's Ponzi gains, okay? There's going to become a dump, and it's going to be horrible. And the problem that I had with this is, and I've said it to you guys many times, any of the moves, let's go daily time frame. Let's go just to the other side of my chart, because it will be a little cleaner, okay? All these moves, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, okay? Pump, dump. That's the way this thing works. We're in a pump, okay? Enjoy the pump, but the inevitable dump's going to be just as hard. That's just why. I've got it's going to be so brutal. I'd rather want to, almost when that dump happens, short the thing. Okay, which brings me to the end. Let's have a look at NEAR before I lose sight of what's happening. NEAR. I've got NEAR. Let's see what pairing I have. Okay, I'll use Binance. That's not a problem. Okay. In a bull cycle where we are now, I stop shorting the market. Okay. I just want to be in longs, take profit. That's all I want to try and do. Okay. So just as a note there. Okay. So NEAR, let's have a look at this thing. Okay. Long accumulation, big move. It is somewhere here. Okay. It's trying to get the maturity within this area. So it's good. Okay. It's good. The danger is it can still create that. Why? Because there's no alt season just yet. Okay. So it's a frustrating thing. So yes, where can NEAR go? NEAR can definitely go up. I mean, I can go down as well. You know, it's not giving you any real value. Me saying that, but look at this from a structural point of view. Take away the noise and say to yourself, okay, what is NEAR doing? Okay, we've got highs there, we've got lows. So resistance gets turned into support. Amazing. So this is the last time there was an agreement that price was fine. Okay, then it created resistance. Okay, and that resistance got blown through and it got turned into support. But then the market changed its mind. It's no longer bullish. And when it went back to try and see if this is good, no. So then it went in between the previous ranges. And normally what I do is when you lose back, when you fall back into previous range, it's always 50% of that range is roughly the area where the market comes in to pick it back up. Okay, go and chart it. It's typically that's what happens. Okay, so now if I take that same story and I replay this again to myself. Okay, so what do we have in this entire move? Is there any support levels? No. So when's the last time there was support? There. So this is what makes me unsure, and this is what makes me uneasy with it. Because if I look at this then and I say to myself, okay, but there needs to be some support levels to build up from. So it is early days. It's about to mature through the emotional market cycle, but it's maybe a little bit too early for me to try and get in on that for the next bull run. And 2 months from now, we might be chopping around here still. Then what was the point of holding it? Okay. And if it changes its mind and it does become heavily bullish, okay, it brings this question where Tony comes in. When are you going to leverage trade? Okay. Then you can go and maybe buy some on leverage, okay, or margin, and maybe use that to kind of offset the fact that you didn't get a great deal, because then you know that there's a strong trend, okay. But for now, no. Okay. When do I leverage trade? I trade with everybody every day in the Discord. There's guys waiting there. I've been there, it's already done 2 sessions. So if you want to join the Discord, it's very simple. What you need to go is follow the link in the video description. You can actually go and unlock all my private services. You can join my group for 375 days for 90 days. You'll get in indicators, you'll get all the stuff, and you'll be trading live with me. It's as simple as that every day. Okay. And we go through everything. I record all my trades. As of the last week, I've started recording all my trades. So there's a little bit of a win success ratio for the last trades. I haven't taken any leverage trades this week yet. Okay. And that's it. So simple as that. And sometimes the stream is on the whole day. Just because you're there and I'm there doesn't mean that there's a trade, guys. And that's the reality about trading. Okay. Simple as that. Okay. Let's continue on. I just want to quickly have a look at one more chart with you guys before we say goodbye. Okay, 47 minutes in. It's been a long stream. I still see there's AR. I said I'll do AR today, so I'll have a look at that one. Okay, the US dollar index, the DXY. Okay, we've now had a situation where, if you can see in the past, okay, it's simple. Every time the DXY creates an all-time high or high, that's normally when there's a bear market bottom for Bitcoin, okay? When the DXY creates a low, so it's trended up low, that's normally when there's an all-time high for Bitcoin. So what does it say, okay? Consumer confidence, that's all that it's saying, okay? If people are greedy, and they're confident something's going to go up, what's the point of being in dollar, being in stable, in any fiat for that matter, okay? And so it's cross-correlated. So the fact that it's moving up and Bitcoin's moving up is a completely different thing now, because now you had Bitcoin pushing all-time highs and the DXY still in all-time highs. So think about the following. If this thing now turns around and starts selling off, that's maybe the missing link for the alt season. Ethereum will pump, the alts will start pumping, and finally things will turn back and make some sense for us, okay? You need that consumer confidence to take risk. Now, we have a situation where a popular president's now got elected, okay? So it's not a 51% win. It was a stronger. Don't know the exact figure. I don't even want to throw a number in because you guys are going to, but you guys, probably some of you would know. Let me know, comment, okay? The exact figure for the benefit of everybody. But it was a big win. So that is perceived well. So all is good in the US economy for that matter. So these kind of things are gonna impact the way the market moves. And maybe when this dominance of this DXY is gonna break down, our dominance is gonna break down as well. And we might finally get that scenario where Bitcoin, the rules for alt season is Bitcoin needs to be either bull market or consolidating, and the dominance needs to break down, which it's clearly not doing. So there's a direct correlation between the dominance and the DXY. I haven't even looked at that or thought about that. But typically alt seasons happen like that. Okay, so, and as you can see, alt seasons are short-lived. Short-lived, guys. It's not a long time. So we haven't had an alt season yet. So when it comes, it might be a big one. Okay? Might be a big one. And that one came late. It didn't happen where we wanted it to happen late. But when it was, that was an impressive alt season. 2022 alt season. Okay. Let's see what else. Can Trump go to 70 again? Let's leave that for tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday, if you don't mind. I think we well over time. Sorry about that, my friend. AR, please. I said I will do AR in this morning's video. So let me honor my my promises, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so bring back the candles. Let's use a different pair, one that's already got TA on. I don't have one. It's got TA on. I do have one. There it is. Okay. So where's this thing at? Okay. From an emotional market cycle point of view, we're in this area. It's a great buy. Okay. I actually bought some. Okay. It's simple as that. The other day. Don't use my actions as financial advice, please. But that's the reality. I really liked it so much. So when I saw the chart, I actually went and bought some. And that's it. It's in a buy. Now, where is this thing going to go? Okay. Well, I want to see a higher high. I want to see this thing push $100 perhaps. But the rule is, with any new investment I go in, and I didn't buy any in the previous cycle. Okay. And the rule is, I'm buying it at 14. I sell at 30, half, and then let the rest ride. Okay, simple as that. Okay, will Titanex and all the other ones pump? Yes, they will pump. When it's alt season, everything is going to pump. It's just a timing thing. Just like we're sitting in a situation where Bitcoin, if you talk Bitcoin, we're pushing all-time high, it's bullish, but the rest of the picture's completely the opposite. It's like a complacency for alt season almost, you know? Alt season is now here. Depression, that version, you can almost invert the thing. It's not happening. What's wrong? Those coins will have their moment in the sun. It's just going to be short-lived, though. You're going to wait a long time, but when it runs, it's going to run really well. Okay, that's it. All the other coins, guys, we will do another stream. Please be back, and we're going to look at that again, and then we'll make sure that I get to your polls and all the other coins as well. Or alternatively, if you want more, you know where to find me, guys. I'm in the Discord, okay? And there I've got time and dedication to whatever you want to do. We do a HODL report. We look at a hell of a lot of coins every day or every week. And you can get a lot of benefit from doing that as well, tracking yours. There's a dedicated channel where you can ask me questions. These are new questions. They can all be answered in tomorrow's HODL report with everybody. And it's a good community. It's not a big community because it's pricey, but it's a good community of serious people, not bullshitters and chancers, trying to make a living out of this. So if you want to join it, you know, you really want to take your trading serious, your investing serious, I would suggest come and join it, guys. As simple as that. Okay. A few more likes before we sign off from Pac-Man. Yes, please do me a solid. 515 people joining in live on all the channels. Thanks so much for taking the time with me, guys. Tomorrow, the calendar is as follows. Things changed a little bit slightly. Considering me looking at my latest trading data, actually, I decided to stop trading live with the community on Wednesdays. I'm doing it on different days. So the calendar has changed slightly. So tomorrow it's going to be the investment report, then the research room where we will be debating and discussing new projects, and there will be a live morning and afternoon trading session, and that's it. No YouTube tomorrow. So have a lovely day. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for taking time spending it live with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I wish you well. Cheers, guys.